the way, I have to say, because I'm getting blinded, congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no big deal.
Thanks.
Taylor Swift just lit up late-night TV and the internet with her long-awaited return to The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Dressed in a glittering silver dress that practically owned the stage, she sat down to talk about her brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl. And yes, she finally opened up about that engagement everyone's been buzzing about. It was her first US late-night appearance in years, and the night had everything. Fallon dancing to her latest single, The Fate of Ophelia. Taylor laughing about how Travis Kelce popped the question, a round of rumor busting, and a few heartfelt moments that reminded fans exactly why she runs the pop world. In this video, we're breaking down all the highlights from Taylor's big Tonight Show comeback, the surprises, the jokes, and what this glitter-filled showgirl era really says about where Taylor Swift is right now. From the second Taylor walked out, it felt like a full-blown spectacle. The studio lights hit her silver dress. The crowd went wild. And Fallon, clearly just as excited as everyone else, couldn't help himself. He kicked off the show dancing to The Fate of Ophelia, wearing his own showman getup that looked straight out of Taylor's album visuals. It was goofy, over the top, and perfectly Jimmy Fallon. Taylor burst out laughing, gave him one of those signature hugs, and immediately slipped into her usual mix of charm and wit. You could tell these two go way back. The comfort, the inside jokes, the playful teasing. It all felt like a reunion between old friends who just happened to be global icons. Once the laughter settled, Fallon steered the conversation toward the moment fans were waiting for, that shiny new ring on Taylor's hand. And just like that, the interview shifted from sparkles and showmanship to something a lot more personal, her engagement to Travis Kelce. As soon as they sat down, Fallon couldn't resist cracking the obvious joke, saying he was being blinded by Taylor's engagement ring.
By the way, I have to say, because I'm getting blinded, congratulations on your engagement.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no big deal.
Thanks.
The camera zoomed in, the crowd cheered, and Taylor, with that classic Swift grin, gave everyone a proper look. She laughed it off, saying even she's still getting used to seeing it sparkle every time she moves her hand. Then came the story fans were dying to hear, how Travis Kelce actually popped the question. Taylor explained that she thought she was heading over to record an episode of New Heights, Kelce's podcast. But in reality, the whole setup was a clever distraction. While she was on mic, her backyard was quietly being transformed into a romantic proposal scene.
And so he was like, do you want to go and just walk around the backyard and have a glass of wine? I'm like, I'm always going to want to do that.
By the time she walked outside, it was pure magic. Candles, flowers, the works. The internet, of course, lost it. Fans called it the ultimate crossover event. Pop royalty meeting the NFL's golden boy in what feels like a modern fairy tale. Swift didn't linger too long on the details, though. With a smile, she pivoted as Fallon pulled out his next card, a playful little game about the many rumors that constantly swirl around her. What came next was classic Fallon, a lighthearted game called Rumor Has It.
All right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do I'm going to read some rumors that I heard about Taylor Swift.
Where he read out some of the wildest internet theories about Taylor, and she had to say if they were true or false. The first one, that she supposedly told Selena Gomez she beat her to the altar during a speech at Selena's wedding.
In your speech at Selena Gomez's wedding, you joked that Selena beat you to the altar.
Taylor immediately rolled her eyes and laughed, saying, "I did not make it about me." The audience cracked up. It was that perfect mix of sass and sincerity that only Taylor can pull off. Then Fallon brought up the big one, the rumor that she turned down the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show because of a dispute over owning the footage.
Taylor Swift, you turned down the Super Bowl halftime show because the NFL wouldn't allow you to own your performance footage.
Taylor shut that down instantly. "No," she said flat out, adding that Jay-Z and his team have always been good to her. She explained the real reason was much simpler. She didn't want to juggle a massive show when her heart was already somewhere else. In her words, The truth is that I'm in love with a guy who does that sport on that actual field. It was a rare glimpse of just how grounded she's become, balancing global fame and a genuine relationship without feeding into the chaos. She handled it with the same ease she writes her songs, honest, unbothered, and completely in control. But not every rumor was false, and the one that turned out to be true had everyone cracking up. Fallon brought up the story that Ed Sheeran only found out about Taylor's engagement online.
Your close friend, Ed Sheeran, learned about your engagement like everyone else did on Instagram.
And instead of denying it, Taylor couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, that one's actually true, she admitted. Before anyone could assume drama, she quickly clarified. It wasn't shade, it's just Ed. The guy literally doesn't have a phone. Taylor explained how reaching him is a whole process. He has this quirky setup where someone helps him connect for FaceTime calls. So unless you plan it in advance, good luck getting through. She laughed, saying she completely forgot to tell him because he's not in her recent texts, which just made the story even more relatable. It was one of those moments that reminded everyone how genuine their friendship still is. Two megastars who still manage to laugh at the weird little quirks that come with staying close in a crazy world. After all that rumor busting, Fallon switched things up with a game called The Last Time Taylor, a rapid-fire round about her most recent obsessions and everyday moments. First up, her last text. Without hesitation, Taylor said, "Selena, of course." The crowd cheered and she grinned, saying that no matter how busy life gets, they always find time to check in on each other. Then Fallon asked about the last movie she watched, and her face immediately lit up. It was one battle after another, Paul Thomas Anderson's latest award season favorite. She went on to gush about Chase Infinity and Teyana Taylor's performances, jokingly asking how they're even going to split the Oscar in half. Then she dropped the line that had film Twitter melting. "We are so lucky to be alive at the same time as Paul Thomas Anderson." When it came to the last song she listened to, Taylor gave a shout out to Tate McRae's Tit for Tat, calling it ridiculously catchy. And when Fallon pushed her on the last Taylor Swift song she listened to, she smiled and said it was her own Tortured Poets department, explaining that before every new album release, she has a little ritual of listening to her last one all the way through. It was one of those candid moments where she felt more like a fan geeking out than a global superstar. Just a reminder of how deeply she still loves the art itself. Once the games were over, Fallon couldn't resist diving into the life of a showgirl itself. He played clips from a few standout tracks, Opalite, Wood, and of course, The Fate of Ophelia. The crowd instantly joined in, turning the studio into a mini Swift concert. You could feel the energy shift. It wasn't just an interview anymore, it was a celebration. When Fallon brought up Wood, Taylor burst out laughing. She admitted that the song, and which fans have already dubbed her horniest track to date, actually started off innocent. "It wasn't meant to sound like that at first," she joked, earning another round of applause and laughter. Then she got a little reflective. Taylor said, "I think this has been the most well-matched era in terms of where my life was when I wrote it and where I am now." She explained that the Tortured Poets department was almost the opposite, emotional, fragile, and heavy with heartbreak, whereas Showgirl feels bold, grounded, and full of joy. It's clear this isn't just another album cycle for Taylor Swift. It's her most self-assured one yet, where love, confidence, and artistry all finally align. Of course, no Tonight Show appearance would be complete without a look at the numbers, and Taylor Swift is crushing it. The Life of a Showgirl sold a staggering 2.7 million copies on release day alone, marking her biggest week ever. Critics and fans alike are calling it the perfect fusion of her past eras. Taylor herself described it as the love child of Evermore and Midnights, produced alongside longtime collaborators Max Martin and Shellback. But Taylor didn't stop at music. Over the weekend, she released a cinematic companion to the album, part film, part music event, which earned an estimated $33 million domestically and another $13 million worldwide. bringing its total to $46 million. Taylor directed it herself, with stunning visuals captured by Oscar-nominated cinematographer Rodrigo Prieto and choreography by Mandy Moore, fresh off her Eras tour. Between breaking records, sharing her love story with Travis Kelce, and connecting so intimately with fans, Taylor Swift continues to prove why she's a once-in-a-generation artist. So now we want to hear from you. What's your favorite track from Showgirl, and which moment from her Tonight Show interview had you fangirling the hardest? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Papaya Room, and hit that bell icon so you never miss the latest celebrity news.